there's a pretty good chance that your daily commute has you passing several signs like this. But what exactly does that mean for local school districts? And why do we pretty much always see these signs around the valley near Election Day? Hi, I'm Carrie Jung, senior reporter on KJZZ's Education Desk, and the simplest definition is they're a funding source for public schools. So the main source of money for public schools here in Arizona comes from the state. The specific dollar amount is worked out in the state budget each year, and the amount schools get depends on how many students are enrolled there. Then there's federal funding for programs like Title I and free and reduced lunch programs. But if a school feels like they need a little bit more, whether that's for operations or facilities, they can turn to local initiatives like bond and override elections to pull funding from local property taxes on a really local level. Now, overrides can come in several different forms. The most common is for maintenance and operations, meaning it would go to pay for things like teacher salaries and supplies. Capital overrides, as the name implies, is for school capital, like vehicles and other larger equipment. And generally, overrides are capped at a level that's about 15% above a school's budget. They're good for a term of 7 years, though most schools will go to voters every 4 or 5 years to make sure funding levels stay consistent, because the money starts to taper off around that 4 or 5 year point. Bonds, on the other hand, buy bigger things for schools, like new buildings or major building improvements and even buses. If their election is successful, that greenlights the district to sell bonds to investors, and those dollar amounts can total pretty large sums. Want to hear more Arizona education stories? Check out our website, education.kjzz.org.